afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, amazing Propagandacast from their host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Heroes like defender over the fatherland, your Lord and Master, your own personal Jesus, off here to a 1 vs 1 on Kholodny Ferma, winter in the cold darkness of Kholodny Ferma. Two armies will clash. In these we got Crossfire fighting for the Oberkommers, Germany, Deutschland. Rolling ahead here with the 11th SS Panzerdivision Nordland. In the rest we got Crossfire. Crossfire Zodiak. It's not the same guy playing as himself, obviously. It's Zodiak. Fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin. Taking on the role here of the 213th Rifle Division. And we're looking at Armored Assault Guard Rifle and Guard Motor versus Luftwaffe. Special Operations and Fortifications here for Crossfire, the triple infantry firm as well. Double conscript on the knees of the Zodiac with double full grenadiers for Crossfire on top of the Sturmpioniere. As Crossfire aggressively pins down Zodiac around his compound, already he's not waiting to set up a Crossfire, he's just going to go for a straight fire. Fulls they grabbing the point here in the south. Constantly sneaking up, trying to sort of prevent Crossfire from digging in too hard here already. And obviously this is what you'd call a disruptive opening here from Crossfire. This is what the Oberkommers to an extent can do quite well with the Sturmpioneers. Of course, depending on the map, it might work well or less well. But in this case, it's working out particularly well because Zodiac went for doubling the near start. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of infantry to quickly just lock down the Sturmpioneers here early in the game with. So right here, while he's coming back, nonetheless, his early timing is being thrown off a bit here by Crossfire's glorious German assault. In the south here, Fulton's moving ahead, laying up sandbags. Point the also being slowly moved up. So he's slowly moving in to reinforce the Sturmpioneers, but he's not exactly in a rush. Zodiac then moving up more conscripts to, of course, counter this. In this case, we've got 300 manpower, drawing in 480 manpower. Even if the Sturmpioneers will inevitably lose, they have nonetheless done quite a good job in just the overall sheer presence and shock effect, denying Zodiac early resources, and of course just drawing in a ton of manpower to a much smaller part of the map, meaning Crossfire theoretically can sort of push across the rest of the map more aggressively. He's going for more full grenadiers, Zodiac for more conscripts, and we got Y here in the centre as the engineers are hard at work. Come on, Peter, roll out the barbed wire faster. I know you can do it with those fat fingers of yours. They're not fat, they just big bond. That's not how physiology works. I should know, I used to be a doctor before becoming this. More fulls there for Crossfire, grabbing the point here. Nothing further going on there in the Zodiac space. Back here, Sturmpioneers reinforcing, and almost done with the infantry. And south, we got the skirmish here. We got barbed wire up here as well. Zodiac definitely trying to control the flow of the battlefield, deny cover and all that. In this case, the engineers will have to retreat, but nonetheless, it does leave the fulls there a bit more shot at, allowing the conscripts to maybe sort of clean them up. Engineers watching the church, more conscripts on the way there for Zodiac. And we can see the compartment here, the compound, or whatever we want to call it, is basically just under Crossfire's control. Here's the 11th SS Panzerdivision Nordland, composed of partly Scandinavian volunteers, but mostly just ethnic Germans from, well, not Germany. Fun fact, yes, they were severely lacking in Scandinavian volunteers. They had at most maybe roughly a battalion's worth. So even the full regiments there were just mostly just ethnic Germans from elsewhere. Little fun fact there. We got Fulton moving about here in the north for Crossfire. Conscript moving in there to counter that. Sandbags here by the southern victory point. Zodiac planning ahead. Crossfire here though, showing his aggression, his courage. The Zodiac there is trying to strike back. Noting no upgrades there. Imagine there'll be medics on the way soon enough for Molotovs. Them to consider some. Guard rifle could also be an option with the submachine guns to basically just pressure back with a lot of infantry that way. Meanwhile, though, Crossfire's just laying it all in here on Zodiac. Once more, he's leading everything towards the cutoff point. Basically, get betting that his opponent's going to draw everything towards to defend it, meaning, of course, he can basically just play aggressively while at the same time not having to defend anything else. Infantry just sneaking about, trying to set up better attack there on Crossfire, but so far it is not working out. Continuing up, they're sniping a bit. The Sturmpioneer back here, we've got troops reinforcing. Medics on the way there for Zodiac. Very good. And in the south, he's going to hit the fuel point in that way, subverting Crossfire's expectations. So we'll have to see how that works out. No chuck belly on the way here yet for Crossfire. No tech up yet here for the Germans. And when it's on a doctrine, flames are quickly ambushing the troops in heavy cavalry home to get a bit of extra damage in. In this case, it didn't quite fully work out still. Had a minor impact, but the engineers could be able to being wiped, and they'd also been losing the flamethrower, but nope. In this case, fortune favours Zodiac boldly, as the engineer here basically makes it back with a tiny sliver of health. Good work there. Sandbags up here by the fuel point, helping to make it hard for Crossfire there to counter-attack and get it back under his control. Of course, he does get the northern fuel point as well. Zodiac's assault continues. He's still on a doctrine, though he can now go, well, soon anyways, for guard rifle and submachine guns. He could also go for any of the 2 guards doctrine for the guardsmen, so that's an option there for Zodiac to consider. Trot on the way for Crossfire. Could be Battle Group Headquarters, could be Mechanized Regiment. Both could work out here for Crossfire, but for very different reasons. In the south here, Crossfire committing 2 squads versus the 1 full-gun squad, meaning in that sense, he's successfully drawn a lot of the troops, but the problem is, of course, Crossfire is still heavily dug in here, and the most path from assault here not necessarily super efficient for Zodiac, so he, of course, is going to have to go in for a full frontal assault here with a slight flank. Double flamethrowers, though, to really just burn out Crossfire and his fascist friends from cover. And so finally reclaims the north somewhat. Bartwell here on the sandbags, pushing for the south, comes to the Carth point, at least trying to apply more pressure than Crossfire, fully holding up there. This is where probably would have been better using the flamethrowers, but he does have Molotovs as well there, putting more emphasis on the infantry. Battle Group Headquarters up here for Crossfire. Certainly, he could have gone for a Mechanized Regiment, but he's so far ahead that he would probably be better off just maybe trying to rush out a medium tank. Then again, rushing out Lukes wouldn't have been half bad either, admittedly. But either way, Battle Group Headquarters up there. Zodiac trying to push as fast as he can. Molotov's up. He pretty much knows where Crossfire's going to go, so he might as well just light it on fire. Creative arson. Not something you teach at university, that's for sure. Well, there's that one university below the streets of Minsk, but we don't talk about that one. Counter there being pushed back by Full-Grenadiers, grabbing the point here. And here as well, pushing ahead. And sandbags up here. Zodiac certainly at hard work there with the sandbags. Support company up. Maximum to pretty good, certainly. Mortars as well, and definitely a field gun might be a necessity. But so far, no sign of vehicles from Crossfire. Instead, we got the MG-34 to strike back at the Bolsheviks and pin their heads down to the ground. An attempted roaring, I think, to pull into a better position, but he probably just a bit off retreating. In this case, he didn't suffer any losses, so he just needs to get them healed up out of the way, in which case, no harm done. But he could have suffered some casualties, which could have been avoided, but just a hard retreat. Going for the field gun here, indicating Zodiac, of course, is very worried about the possibility of fast looks or flak half-track, which would definitely be bad. I mean, Crossfire isn't pulling for it yet, but this is sort of the situation we sort of look at what would be the worst thing for me to happen, how can I mitigate that. In this case, light vehicle would be an absolute nightmare for Zodiac, so the field gun here is a necessity. I mean, he could have gone for armoured assault tactics, which of course would have told him what his opponent gone for, but again, he probably wants to keep his other options open in terms of the optional choices there, so he doesn't actually know what Crossfire's gone for as of yet. So again, Zodiac sort of has to assume what's most likely, and again, that could very well be a fast flak half-track or loops, and if he does not have the anti-tank gun for that, Zodiac is going to be Zodiac. Got the stream option against the engineers here. Flamethrower engineers having a reasonable chance, but even the assault rifles are quite impactful. We got also ones being handed out to the Full-Grenadiers, increasing the firepower there of Crossfire's men. Back here healing enforcement, Sis-3 out. Maximum would also be a good choice with all this fascist infantry. Of course, that's another thing here. We got incendiary grenade off the Brandhandgranate. I think the German army would primarily use their own Molotovs as they had them, actually. They just call them Brandflasche, or fire bottle. They were basically industrially made Molotov cocktails with some sort of more, shall we say, industrially made primary. Just, either say, you pull a string, it activates, you just, light a storm match, what it's called, I believe. And that way just, goes off. It's a little fun fact there. They were basically sort of made in dark green bottles. Troops are healing enforcing. North point being secured. So far, the Zodiac is fighting for a bit of back foot position again. Crossfire's disruptor being, as you can see there, has proven to be very successful against the Zodiac. So it's certainly a bit of a catch-up game here for Zodiac. So to try and turn the tide around against Crossfire and his friends. Machine gun there, east outmaneuvered here, which is the Molotov and Ura there by Zodiac. Excellent play here, though of course he is far from out of the woods yet. Push for the south here, Sandbags up by the barbed wire. Crossfire striking off the Sturmpioniere, leading the way to a better Germany. Up north here, point being secured as well. In the south, we got the point they're being, well, still grabbed here, and we got the field gun there, sort of waiting for something for it to shoot to appear. Crossbow setting up a sharp punted quarters, probably around the curve point and fuel point. Learning that way, Zodiac's attempting harassing him. Not bad at all, not bad at all. Bit of skirmishing, bit of shooting. Flamethrower there in the full Skanadira. Conscripts backing them up. Back here, troops healing reinforcing. And looks like something went flying there. Some wheels. Very bouncy wheels of that, considering they're made out of metal. Engineers come to the fight against the Steel Pioneers, successfully pushing them back. Close one there for Zodiac. Sandbags around the centre victory point. Shroud punted quarter slow being set up. You got the machine gun nearby. This might in fact be to prevent the Shroud punted quarters just being destroyed easily if someone runs across it. Not an uncommon thing to happen. You know, set up Shroud punted quarters in a critical yet exposed spot. Someone runs about accidentally, completely ruins it. So in this case, Crossfire is basically guarding himself against that. It's clearly the moves of a man who's had that happen to himself a few times too many. He's had enough. In this case, turns out he was right to do so because the counter squad is moving in. In fact, while this case a bit too late, had been a bit faster, that could very well pretty much put a stop to the Shroud punted quarters, which would have been a sizable tempo loss for Crossfire. It's a good work there with the MD-34. Crossfire could come theoretically here for the orbital Dardan. Grabbing points here. Field gunner hanging back. Wrecking sandbags with the SIS-3. Take up here for Zodiac. At this stage, though, he's probably better off just trying to pull for the mechanized armor company. I mean, he could go for the T-70, but it risks being so late he's going to get hit by a Panzerfoot too easily, in which case it's going to do him absolutely no good. So I think this sort of stage we just try to push for the T-34, 76s, 85s for the mechanized armor company, rather than, you know, try and get anything out of the tank command itself. Line on the way for Crossfire. He clearly wants some support weapons, some artillery of his own. But noting, of course, neither players yet to commit to doctrine whatsoever. They are both sort of apprehensive, holding back, a bit bashful about it, if you will. Zodiac following up with the Max machine gun. Sturmpan is flanking, getting a mine there, though. Will the engineers make it once more? And looks like it does actually for Zodiac. Maxim slowly approaching, but still some time off. The engineers forced to wait. Not going to push their luck. Crossfire still pulling out with resources. Got both fuel points. Of course, the elements being easily protected. Zodiac is not having an easy time with this. Grabbing the southern victory point, though. Victory points wise. He is ahead. And there we go. We got Guard Rifle. In the end, not too surprised. Kind of figured he'd go for it because, again, all these conscripts will benefit a bunch from submachine guns. Though, of course, the howitzer can be useful for dealing with some Crossfire's more dug-in elements. Guardsman, always good. And there's even the KV-1, which could help absorb fire and maybe, you know, allow tank destroyers and field guns to operate a bit more safely. So we'll see what ends up with it for Zodiac. But I do think he should have gone for Guard Rifle sooner so he could have those submachines out sooner, because they really, I think, put some pressure on Crossfire's Volksgrenadiers, for example. Sandbags here. Rather exposed, though, as he's laying them down with a unit that could easily die. Crossfire's orbital Dardan almost ready here to fight for the 11th SS. Troops moving northwards there. Southern point secured, and bingo. We got forces moving up here, and there we go. Retreat just in time for Zodiac. Third enemy. Got the line for gun hammering away there. Note that while it says LEG 18 indicating it was made in 1918, it actually wasn't. It was much later. That was just a deceptive move to make, you know, the other countries make you think, you know, oh, well, they already had it planned all along, but they didn't. They were lying. The Germans lying. I know, it's completely unthinkable, but they did. So, fun little fact there. but basically came about during experiences during World War I, which is also some of the same experiences that also led to the Stug, which is basically about artillery that can support infantry during the attack more easily. Fun fact. But yeah, they basically sort of sprang from the same idea. Of course, light infantry gun was a lot less mobile than the Stug, but it overall caught on better than the Stug, though of course once the Stug was proven, that got a lot more popular. Fun fact. Max being pushed back with the Obersoldaten, grabbing the northern point here. Panzer IV slowly rolling out here for Crossfire. And Zodiac's going to need a lot more field guns to stop that. He's going to have maybe commit to some SU-6s, at least sort of a temporary measure. Obersoldaten caught here by the Molotov grenade, lighting them up. And we got a fuel cache up here by for Zodiac. That's a really clever move considering how far behind he's been in resources compared to Crossfire. This is a really good move and in fact really important one. I mean, it's not going to immediately fix things, but just it's going to help him sort of equalise this difference a bit between him. That does mean he can sort of have a better chance of catching up. Plus, in a longer fight, he sort of managed to stabilise and connect him, and he can then pull ahead thanks to the fuel cache. So nice work there. Bart way up here. Crossfire launching his assault there with Sturmpioneer Folks going to deal it. Second maximum out, but he probably will be needing a second field gun instead. That, and he needs to get out the mechanised armour company, I think, at some point in the near future. But there you go, Panzer IV strikes here for Crossfire for the German army. My apologies. Field guns setting up, they got the Maxims backing up, it rates up all the infantry, halt all of the infantry. That is certainly, I think, going to help Zodiac a lot here versus Crossfire's infantry tactics so far. Also on there with the LMG-34, light infantry gun could find itself under the very unpleasant scrutiny of the Maxim machine gun. Double gun machine gun here, doubling up the church. Big push in the south here. Flamethrower is helpful, but no submachine guns, which could always make things a bit easier here. There you go, Panzer engaging the Maxim. We got a second field gun wave of Crossfire to help deal with all these support weapons. Crossfire's basically doubling down on most vital artillery. This stops those Russen. In south here, this all continues, forces slowly being out. Yes, they are being outgunned quite dramatically here. And there you go, nice move there by Zodiac. A sign of a clearly experienced play acting, merging the conscripts with engineers, so that will ensure they can keep fighting. Good play there. Maxim there dealing with the MG-34 here, but soon we'll have to fall back due to the presence of the Panzer IV and of course the light infantry gun. And there you go, segment of ramming here for Crossfire, giving them a small light infantry gun battery, which to batter Zodiac senseless. West by there we go. Is now going for the mechanised armour company, able to practically more or less have the resources, I think, for the KV-1 once it's done. And the Panzer IV will struggle with that, plus of course the infantry, because Crossfire has no other anti-tank weapons. Like he has no Raketenwerfers, no Panzerschrecks, no Jagdpanzer, no nothing. He is basically going to be at the mercy of the KV-1 once it hits. Engineers still finally ran out of luck there, and the Panzer IV just pretty much took them out. So we'll see what ends up here with Zodiac and Crossfire. Sturmpioneers might be taken up with the Maxim with a bit of luck, unless of course it turns out. Oh, there we go. Sturmpioneer white, meaning Crossfire has no way of repairing his tanks now. Otto, yeah, I have a bad feeling about this. Like our last remaining pioneer was just mercilessly gunned down by Russians. That was awfully specific, well, you know. It runs in the family. Pioneers getting murdered? Yeah. Really? Yeah. Really? Yeah. Anyways, Panzer forming him against the Maxim. Quickly murdering one of the gunners. Seeking vengeance for the murdered Sturmpioneers. Not quite able to fully deliver it. Fortunately, I'm straight to the Maxim, which is nicely thwarting their Crossfire. So we've got the countrymen to sort of further ruin the day here for Crossfire and his infantry attack. But we got more infantry just piling on, and he just in this case lacks sufficient force to sort of really halt this. I mean, if he had, say, more mines or some Bart White, probably could have made this work better. But in this case, he just didn't have enough time to prepare a further stronger position. And in this case, additionally, we got the two light infantry guns, which pretty much just precludes any continued resistance from that house. Panzer IV setting up. Zodiac very closely to go for the K1, and I imagine that's what he's going to go for first. Since again, Panzer IV is going to struggle with it. Infantry's going to struggle with it. It's going to be great versus the infantry. It's going to be solid versus the Panzer IV. So I mean, I overall imagine it's going to be the K1 here for Zodiac. It just makes a lot of sense. And there you go, K1, the Clement Vorishilov tank. Crossfire, they're going for a replacement of Sturm Pioneers for the Panzer IV. Got the Auxiliary moving up against the conscripts. Zodiac's men there, bit left on their own. Can't really hold the line. No submachine guns yet here for Zodiac. No PPSH 41s. K1 very slowly approaching the front line there, getting lost a few times. Partly due to the driver not being fully experienced with the tank. A fun fact, in fact, during the earlier stages of the war, Russian tank training did not actually put much emphasis on actually being able to drive the tank. They didn't really put a lot of training into that, which resulted in particular during Operation Barbarossa, a lot of tanks being lost to silly things like just the driver burning out the, transmissions or driving the wrong or anything like that. It's a little fun fact there. But there you go, got the K1 out here for the Zodiac. And we got fortifications here for Crossfire opening up for artillery, Panzerabwehrkanonen, flag emplacements, mines, and of course artillery. I got the K1 out here, which was very much a sort of threat in the early stages whilst the war went on. It sort of became a lot less practical, part because while its armour was initially impressive, I think it was around sort of 60mm, maybe 80. That was, a lot less impressive by the late stages of the war. Actually, I think it was 60mm, which again for an early war's tank, very heavy, but late war, that's kind of medium to light. Even the Panzer IV had more armour than that, for example. It also was rather expensive to make and maintain, so it was in many ways not a very practical tank. They sort of tried a sort of a midlife upgrade known as the KD-85, which had a better armoured turret with the 85mm gun, similar to basically what with the T-45, but in the end it was phased out in favour of the IS-2 series. They still saw usage in the war because they're not producing a bunch of them. It's a little fun fact, they got line guns moving up, Panzer IV being fixed, Foxtrot's falling back here. Crossfire is managed to take here Zodiac in terms of victory points. Of course now Zodiac has the heavier armour up, Crossfire is going for the kidnap to sort of catch up with this sudden change of battlefield realities. Fun fact, the Germans actually captured, I think a few of them actually managed to convert them into using the same gun as the Panzer IV. Constantly they need to fall back swiftly, almost getting wiped out here. But in this case, managed to survive with a slew of health. Field gun K1 moving forward here, I can't know those ready, but it's rather removed from the front line here. K1 opening up, Panzer IV against it, and of course with the field gun backing up there, the K1 is actually quite a threat here for Crossfire. Up north, bit of push here, but the Volksgun is constantly on the wrong side of the cover. Not good there for Zodiac, not good, and his men are likely going to find themselves just lined up against that sandbag wall and executed. Oh no, there's some of this stuck. Help, run! I can't, I'm stuck! Yes! 100 gun, there's a K1. For conscripts, the K1 is the one that's fighting back there. One killed so far, they're quickly moving towards the north, Panzer moving in there as well. Conducting a bit of watch of the area there. We got like Kedmov creeping up. He's pretty much anticipating that's where the K1 is going. Good read there by Crossfire on the situation, and a good prediction, more or less likely. Zodiac can soon go for, well, he can go for the T-54, so it's not to just back up his K1, just getting more raw numbers in terms of armour. It could of course also just save up for another K1, in which case he had two K1s, which would be trouble for Crossfire. At the same time, I think Crossfire at this stage is looking like he's going to go for a Panther. He's got plenty of fuel. He's got, so he needs to go for a Panther that way challenge the K1s. Well, he could of course try and play for the King Tiger, but that just gives Zodiac more time, I think, to bring up more stuff. And what is this? Zodiac is not playing for another tank. He's pulling for a howitzer. He's going for the ML20 152mm gun howitzer. Interesting timing, not necessarily bad. I think it would have gone personally for another tank before pulling for the howitzer, but I mean, if you can sort of get us some good targeting, I mean, in this case, Crossfire bunching up his line for guns, of course, would be a very tempting target for the howitzers to just, permanently silence. 5 kills in the KB1. As he murders away at the fascists. Time for pushing conscripts, trying to change to the base here. Crossfire's not too well at any mine sets, since normally you don't usually get that until your opponent actually really begins threatening your base. And there you go, 20 kills rolling over. We got the K1 moving up here, constantly as well. We could see the Panther in trouble. Ooh. There we go. Damage engine the Panther 4 right in front of the K1. This is really bad. This is, I think, going to be the situation where the K1 straight up wins. This is terrible for Crossfire. He got a bit too greedy in this case. Zodiac saw an opportunity to punish Crossfire brutally. Great play there by Zodiac. Oh, anxious play there by Crossfire, and he's going to pay the price. We got more troops running in. There we go. Panther down. K1, 6 kills. Veterans 1. And I do believe we got artillery fire here trying to silence the 2 light infantry guns. Could this be another devastating blow here to Crossfire? K1 then being pursued by infantry. There we go. Direct hit on the light infantry guns. Fultz gets too close. Oh, scheiße! Oh, shit. Got hit. Still, this is pretty risky stuff for Crossfire. And signing one of the light infantry guns there is pretty good start there for Zodiac. There you go. Machine gun crew now taking losses. Two springs suppressed to the maximums. They're suddenly feeling themselves a lot more pressure. There you go. Almost got the machine gun with the howitzer. Thankfully for Zodiac of Crossfire, I mean, the artillery barrage is more or less wearing off now, but even then he's done some actually quite impressive damage there to Crossfire in the first barrage. He's using single artillery anymore to break up the defense here around the centre. And it's now taking up. So it looks like Crossfire is going to try and play for the King Tiger, which means Zodiac has more time to bring out more armor and other counters. Of course, it depends. Does he actually read the situation correctly and realise my opponent is going for a King Tiger? What he's going to do here? But he's going to need an initiative fire to really stop the King Tiger here. The Königstiger. Sandbags up here. Landry gun there halfway to Veteran 2. So they find the fuel cache. K1's going to need some repairs. The engineers still preoccupied elsewhere. In fact, he might want to get a second engineer squad, to be honest. Oh, that's going to be mechanized right in here for Crossfire and the 11th SS Panzergrenadier Division Nordland. One of numerous volunteer units in the German army from the west. There was, though again, one of the sort of, so to say, smaller ones in terms of like the ethnicities as opposed to attract. The bigger ones, for example, like the Dutch or the Belgian ones, that they only formed up brigades, and the biggest one, I believe, was the French SS Charlemagne. Little fun fact there. Downhill point being secured. Howitzer ready to fire again here for the motherland. So they're sorted into here. Crossfire's mechanized ready going up, and that means he's got the fuel for the King Tiger. It's just going to be a matter of manpower. So, like theoretically, if Zodiac pushes up pressure, it could be very difficult for Crossfire to go for the King Tiger. So, Crossfire could send himself into a really awkward position if he's not careful. He's getting too focused on the King Tiger, essentially. 9 goes off there. K1 still in need of repairs. Howitzer just hammering away. We got an issue to fire him away here. Clearly indicating, I think, that Zodiac is more or less predicting a King Tiger at this stage. I mean, even the Panther, of course, would also be well countered by the issue of fine, but he's obviously not anticipating more Panther force from Crossfire now. If he was, he'd be seeing them. Attack here by Crossfire's full communities charging in there, artillery fire rolling down, back and forth. Machine gun taking man loss here from the house, but this time around they're not the biggest hits. The tree, in fact, seems to be taking more damage than the machine gun crew. Seeing reinforcing, northern fuel point there being harassed by Crossfire. Should probably hit for that northern victory point. He's making headway here in the south. I'm finding some submachine guns out for Zodiac's troops. Interesting to note though is that Zodiac has no guardsmen actually. No guards or riflemen. Bit of a rarity to see here. But they do happen, they do happen. Comes to this Obersoldaten. Quick geballte Ladung. There you go, hitting the dirt through it. A bit more risky in this situation. I mean, can work out. Of course, that's up the ramps and they could come right in front of the conquerors. But, oh, there we go, air support. So in this case, he actually uses his bait. Getting a wipe there thanks to the air support. Clever play there by Zodiac, clever play. Basically caused Crossfire to lose all sights of it. Oh, I can shoot these Bolsheviks down. And then, zoom, the Armour Sturmweg strike. Nice play there by Zodiac, nice play. Crossfire though is getting close to the King Tiger. Zodiak, it seems to not putting, I think, enough sufficient pressure on the Crossfire to really draw manpower away from, say, a King Tiger. Academy hiding out. Artillery fire blasting away there from the light infantry geschütz. Got the Howitzer firing off again. In this case, the sun's that one. Not the one out in the open, but the one specifically hiding behind the shed, which the artillery is more likely to hit than the artillery piece. That seems less well advised than the Zodiac, to be honest. Got the light infantry gun again. We can't really do anything with it though. K1 moving ahead, issued fire back out. There you go. Kholodny is still in the middle of the road. No infantry support body. Nothing to meet the clear like Kholodny. So there we go. Okay, on the issued fire, that's going to force it away. So we got 8 kills in the Howitzer. Crossfire getting very close to the King Tiger, the Königstiger. I'll go full to try and make run for victory point, hold here with the Maxim, which is virtually free. Very good work there by Zodiac. W needs that for Zodiac to repair. Very good. Crossfire getting super close to that King Tiger. Seconds away from the Tiger 2. And there we go. Arriving to the front line. Healing reinforcement back here. How's sitting out ready for another barrage? I mean, with the HQ5, the field gun, and the K1, he should be sort of recently able to, say, absorb the hits here from the King Tiger and deal with it. Of course, it's still going to be pretty tricky. Close getting like Kholodny for that, which is definitely a bit of a loss for Crossfire. And there you go. King Tiger shoots, misses, or bounces off the K1's armor. Technically, wouldn't have bounced in the actual war because the 88mm gun there, the high velocity one, could penetrate most tanks' armor. And the KV1's armor would have absolutely been no problem for that. So I'm guessing it's missed here. Because the King Tiger's gun barrel has really good penetration anyways. Artillery fire raining down here. Moving in a bit northwards here. Not bad at the east around the trash. Barge in where there's look like going to be most resistance. Trying to find the path of less resistance. And then striking hard there. It's more likely to yield good results. Of course, it still needs to support the attack properly with it. I mean, he can't just send in the King Tiger blind. Well, he can, but he shouldn't. He should not. I was saying, they got a few focus on watch. No light machine gun being, or pin light machine gun into the King Tiger. That is something you should be considering. Going ahead with it. Nice hit there, shattering the sandbags in front of the Maxim crew. Kholodny backing up. And got issued fire on watch. Shoots and bounces off the King Tiger's front line, which was several 100mm thick and of course sloped. Making the King Tiger's front armor quite the challenge. Field gun also gets a penetrate on the King Tiger. Also push back the conscripts. Got full holding up here by the southern victory point. And of course, the light infantry gun provide plenty of artillery support here to Crossfire's defenders, making light harder there for Zodiac to just, slowly push his way through. He has to be fast about it to ensure his men do not get blasted to bits by the light infantry geschütz. At least until Zodiac can somehow silence them, but so far he's not had much luck with that. He's had more luck destroying sheds than artillery in most cases with them. I mean, there's that one artillery piece, but that's only one. There we go. Wipe the light infantry gun again. Might be destroyed here though. Missed opportunity upside there by Zodiac. Looks like more folks are going to go up there, which is also good, but you really should try and destroy the light infantry gun before Crossfire recruits it. Up north there, we got Crossfire on the assault. They should fight falling back. Got the King Tiger here, pulling a bit back for repairs. Just a bit. K1 there, close to eventually 2, and we got a second K1 here for Zodiac. Moving against the foot was engaging happily. Yeah, Not much happening there against the KV-1. King Tiger on the move again, though. Actually damaged, not fully repaired here, but he does move in here to just flank the KV-1. Nice move there for Crossfire. Risky, but not necessarily bad, as long as you can easily quick get it out of there. Another excellent hit on the KV-1 with the high velocity gun of the Königstiger. Assault here for the south against the constant heavy cover. Warblesome playing to negative cover right in front of it, in fact closing in. Definitely not the best move, but there you go. Blend cover off. Very good play there by Crossfire. King Tiger actually continues? Good God. That is super bold there by Crossfire. You probably should be considering some more armour to back it up with. Down to less than half of an amount of moments. Got air support called in as well. Just to further break up Crossfire's attack here in the south. Those making easy progress. See, I feel like the air support here in the centre is a bit overkill. Like he's already winning there, and it's not going to help him wipe out stuff anyway. So I think you should have saved the missions up for something else, or at least another engagement. But second K1 they're ready, rolling into the south to deal with the fascists there. Howitzer 10 kills veterans you won. Not bad at all there for Zodiak. Crossfire's King Tiger's in the pairs. Land gun almost down. Crossfire, not entirely sure what he's planning here, but a Panther would be a good choice, I think. And here in the south, K1 striking at the MD-34, already routed the Obersoldaten. Retreat as well. Crossfire needs to be careful not to extend his men too far. Suffering a wipe here of some highly veteran troops could be quite a problem for Crossfire at this stage of the match. Back here healing enforcement. Sandbags here in the centre once more for the dead army. King Tiger almost good to go once more for Crossfire for the 11th SS. 4 kills in the Königstiger so far. Still no pinmark machine gun, by the way. Not like he's lacking in the munitions. Continuing the K1 to help support the Indians by the northern victory point. Looks like these Crossfire setting up for a southern push here with the King Tiger and Infantry like Kedenwerfer, where Zodiak striking northwards, so neither player's going to do much damage, I think, to the other one. In that sense, unless someone does something silly or is a bit too slow to retreat. There we go, heavy catch with the conscious what the King Tigers obliterates after the unit in the centre. We got the maximum pushing back the Sturmpionierer. Sandbags up at the northern victory point, back here healing enforcement for Crossfire. And the King Tiger strikes here with the maximum in the south. Field gun moving in. Bit so far scattered moves from neither players, neither really seems setting up for some sort of big push to really do some serious damage. They're just looking to stabilise their own side of the map. And it's always just making smaller moves here and there, so I'm wondering when we're going to see some sort of attempt at like a big sort of engagement from either player, like some sort of big swing. There we go, Panther on the way for Crossfire. Of course, a Panther King Tiger together would be quite a chance for Crossfire or Zodiak, depending what happens. Artillery fire now raining down in the base. The Howitzer looking to silence as many fascists as possible. And there we got the King Tiger striking in here as well. Zodiak is getting bolder, more aggressive, still a bit reckless considering there's nothing here. So in theory, something could lock off the retreat path, making the King Tiger, the KV-1, an easy target. Howitzer there, getting a single kill, but beyond that, nothing serious there against Crossfire. King Tiger on the move here. K1 quickly falling back. Issue 5 field gun there, awaiting the beast to poke its head out. Panther almost done there for Crossfire in the 11th SS. Fun fact, the 11th SS was a Panther division that actually had a Panther battalion attached to it, though even more fun fact, it was not really supposed to have them. The base received a bunch of Panthers in Model D, which was meant to use Panther turrets. So this he just ducked them down and used them as static position, because the Panthers were sort of written off as no longer usable. But the 11th SS was actually able to repair them into such a state that could use them as tanks, and they managed to bring them back into Germany and Berlin. Fun fact. Now, obviously this is the Model A, but details. Those are Model Ds, which are sort of the oldest model of the Panther, and also the least mechanically reliable. Okay, we've got the K1 though. Getting some good hits in there. Up north, King Tiger's trying to get the K1. Needs to get the H5 here to really support the K1. Otherwise, that's not going to end up too well there for Zodiac. Shots missing or bouncing here. In the south, the Panther takes out the K1 there. Zodiac extended, I think, a bit too far. Lost touch of things. And Crossfire basically saw an opportunity to knock it out with this Panther. And, well, successfully did it. It's well played there by Crossfire. Less so done by Zodiac. Panther roaming about here for easy targets. Murdering those Russians. Oh, he's not paying attention here. The Maxim is going down to the Panther's machine guns. King Tiger pulling back from light repairs. It's interesting to note he still hasn't bothered upgrading the King Tiger with a pin mount machine gun. Zodiac going for another K1 here. Could have considered maybe an HV5 more. But he's very much adamant on the KV1s. Which, I mean, it's not a bad choice. The K1s can absorb more hits, but they need to be backed up by the HV5 to really have a chance. I mean, on their own, they are just not enough. But together with the HV5, they can basically absorb enough fire to give the HV5 the chance it needs to really blast through the fascist tanks. But it very much requires them the K1s acting here at all times, and not like here where it was just left to die on its own. More Maximus here for Zodiac to help hold back some more Crossfire's infantry. Panther rolling back for repairs. Howitzer is almost good to go again. There we go. Tiger 2 setting out once more. Quick shot there from the HV5 on the Shroud Punch recorders. Looking to silence, but there we go. We got the Panther King Tiger moving in. Looks like, oh, Zodiac's not realised he needs to pop off. Focus sight. Get it out of there. Oh, he's not. There we go. He's struggling a bit to get it done. He's going to lose the HV5. Not good. They always be careful about when you pop focus sight. This is really the situation. They need something to screen the HV5 to ensure this does not happen, because with focus sight on, it can't easily escape, and with nothing to block, he doesn't have a lot of time to hit quickly, get things fixed. But he might be able to get the Panther, which would be a definite loss for Crossfire, and could actually make it up here for the loss of the HV5. He does get it. He does get it. He's actually flanking the King Tiger with a K1. Pretty risky there without further support. Got the other K1, got the field gun. Still not turning back to deal with the King Tiger, though. Rearming the King Tiger exposed. There we go. In line of fire with the field gun, but he loses his veteran KV1. Definite loss there for Zodiac. Definite loss. Shot bounced off the King Tiger's rearmor. I think he's just put back the K1 here. He's already lost, I think, too much here. And he just lost the HV5 for the Panther. That'd been great, but with the K1 also going down, this became a lot less of a great trade-off here for Zodiac. Closing on T2 there for the King Tiger. The K1 here rolling back rapidly and smoothly. T2 on the howitzer, 16 kills. Koenig's T are rolling back for most new repairs up north. We got the Volkswagen moving ahead, grabbing the victory point, seizing it for Germany. Maxim coming up, we got the field here as well, and we got more engineers on the way there for Zodiac, who's definitely in need of engineers because he's got none. Has anyone seen the engineers? They're all dead. Another replacements? No. Oh. There you go, second Panther out for Crossfire. The Hangman admonished by Divisional Command not to throw them away. They're Panthers, not candies. Nice 100 grenade, and then in this case, there's the folks that comes up with the submachine guns. It's not going to help them much. Northern Field Pod being harassed again. So that, of course, is in the sort of tough position, has to replace both the K1s and the HV5s, and most likely the HV5 is going to be a big priority to help deal with the King Tiger and the Panther. Noting double field guns though, bringing up more anti-tank weapons. Air support once more called in here by Zodiac, trying to get a wipe here on Crossfire's Volkswagen. These might just work out. Yes, indeed. Not bad there, but Zodiac, not bad. Air support feels a bit like overkill, but I guess it does keep infantry moving in too far. Too fast. Got the maximum cover in the southern rig, 2 points. Center one's being defended by the other one. Plus, of course, got the field nearby. We got troops pushing ahead here, though. K1 almost good to go, but he's going to need more armour here. And up north, Conscript trying to nab the point. They are very much thwarting the attempts here by the King Tiger. Field gun flanking in, landing a nice hit in the King Tiger's side armour. Orbs in there flanking the max. I'm almost taking it out. Eventually, 3 orbs are moving by the way. Very good work there by Crossfire. Ooh, rushing up into the country with the submachine guns. That is a lot less good. Up close, the submachine guns very much have the advantage of the orbital garden. Bit of an unfortunate movement there, but Crossfire, King Tiger now moving up here, supported by the Panther. Only one field gun to stop it. The field gun itself is exposed to the infantry. We got air support in this case, making one last pass here. Slightly seeing the field gun, but saying not enough. Needs more stuff up there. Other field gun moving up, but it's not even fully reinforced, so he's pretty much just going to risk the veterans on it. He's going to have to rush up some conscript just to merge with it. Nope, pulls back. And the K1 is going to have to fall back as well, since the K1 was the King Tiger. The Panther is pretty much just doomed. I mean, sending in the K1 there would have pretty much been a death sentence for it. Victory points wise, though, Zodiak is back in the lead versus Crossfire is down to almost 100 there. Howitzer's got 19 kills for approaching eventually 3. Field gun good to go. You can soon go for the issue found, of course. He might try to still go for another K1 here. There we go, rolling ahead. Still a machine gun for the King Tiger, which is actually approaching eventually 2. And there you go, another issue 5 for the Zodiac. Creeping up on the centre here with machine guns on the Kednaffers. More nice shooting here from the King Tiger. 18 kills for the Svartland. Field gun shoots, bounces off the King Tiger's frontal armour, and we got Syrian artillery called in, basically to break up the centre defence here. King Tiger has another hit here, and of course it's being caught in this sector. Artillery here, the Syrian artillery. So it's going to have to get out fast before it gets destroyed, which of course means it's going to be exposed to the King Tiger. Very nice timing there by Crossfire. 100 points left for the Crossfire. We got air support calling, trying to break up the assaults by clearing out the infantry. Field gun down, leaving Zodiac right now with no anti-tank between the King Tiger or the Panther. Pretty bad here. And there you go. KV1 down. This is absolutely horrific for Zodiac. Got the issue 5 moving in here. Arriving to the field. Arriving to the scene. More Artillery raining down here in the centre. 21 kills. Might just be able to get here with the veterans and of course the shorter range. Sadly didn't get a wipe on the machine gun, though the air support does get the crew. Crossfire's taking heavy losses, but Zodiac's obviously not having an easy time over this. And there he goes, going for the Howitzer. He needs to bring in some support here. HV5 needs to somehow deal with it. Might in fact they'll be too late. Falling back here with the King Tiger and the Panther. Field gun recruit opening up here. King Tiger with the damaged engine. Oh, Scheitzer. HV5 field gun might just try and get hit. More troops hopping into the air support. Panthers quickly hightailing out. They're leaving the King Tiger out to dry. It seems like here Zodiac is a bit too paranoid to actually just try and go in for the kill here, maybe. Oh, shoots, misses. That shot though went through beautifully, but there you go, like Kednaff coming the flank alongside the orbital garden. Very nice work. He might end up losing Nation 5, which would be... Oh, he's going for this focus sight again. He's going to lose his tank destroyer. Yeah, so kabliat. And there we go, the H5 is down. Not well held there by Zodiac. He's still got a victory point lead, but he is taking quite some heavy losses now, and Crossfire's going for as many Sturmpanzers as he can. I think just to speed up repairs. Eventually free on the Howitzer. I think he's trying to maybe catch the King Tiger with it. Not a half bad shot. They almost got the Kednaff with it. He's hitting the King Tiger, but not enough to finish it off. Troops are hitting reinforcing. Now they should find another key one here. Should probably be on the table here for Zodiak. They would probably recommend actually 5. He just needs to be careful about focus sight. He really just has a terrible timing with it overall. Like he always is choosing the exact spot where it's just going to be most easily just rushed down by the enemy armour. Fixing up the King Tiger. Attempting sandbags here, but he's certainly not getting easy time here from Zodiak. He's quickly firing the howitzer again. Advancing free. All the bonuses basically just means it has a high rate of fire, as it just has very low cooldown. So almost as soon as it's done with one barrage, you can just begin firing the next one. In this case, he's going for the base home to get some wipes this way. Less effective though. Big 2 points wise, still got the Panther moving up here. Filgun shooting another issue 5 on the way. The Zodiac and the 213th Arrival Division. Still at 22 kills. I feel like you should have been waiting for Crossfire to make another tank, then calling the artillery strike on that instead. So just, you know, hoping to catch something in the base. As I feel that is less effective with the howitzer. King Tiger moving up. Directed the anti-tank grenade. He's still going to need more damage to the King Tiger to get it to damage the engine still. Might just get Crossfire enough concern to pull back his King Tiger a bit further than he always would have. Issue 5 moving up once more. I mean, with infantry screening, he can actually go for focus sights, since Crossfire's not going to be able to easily, you know, rush it. The problem is just when he does go for it, there's literally nothing between the Issue 5 and the enemy targets. Meaning Crossfire can just rush in the south, the max and fun, having some fun. He's got 2 steel pilots, Sportsmen from Crossfire, heading that southern victory point. 183 versus 82. But from the northern point, we've got the Fulton holding up, but he needs some support for it. Got an MD-34 they secured from the fascists moving in. And there you go, Panther's going to flush out the Maxim. Trying to catch something this time around, but sadly not by him the success rate he's hoping for. Nice hit on the King Tiger. Halfway to it, 333 kills. And unit wiped out from the face of the reserve. King Tiger might just win. Oh, direct hit here from the HC5 on the side. Pushing it into half health. Nice work there by Zodiac. Looks like he lost the Maxim without realising it. Now it's Crossfires. King Tiger moving ahead here. Slowly approaching Veteran Fleet. Engineers are being slowly taken out by. We've got the H5 moving up here. 179 versus 79. Zodiac still has the lead in victory points over Crossfire, but he's certainly otherwise, I think, losing a bit of the grasp in the field. Again, those HD5 losses have not been doing Zodiac any great favours. 75 points left for the Crossfire. Air support once more called in, so buying time. T-Fit falls from 6 1 for Zodiac, but then rushes the southern victory point, grabs that. He might have a chance here. I would say one issue right now for Crossfire is he's starting to keep sort of any decent map control as a Zodiac. So if Zodiac can keep this up versus Crossfire, might just be able to win on victory points. T-Fit falls from 6 halfway done. 68 points left for Crossfire. Fixing up the King Tiger once more. Howitzer good to go again. There you go, Panther pulling through. Looks like he's going to try and clear up the machine gun. Needs to grab the southern point. We'll see if this works out. I mean, he does have lines on it. It's close to the base, so it should be reasonably accurate. Taking out, and there you go. Loot big hit there. The rest of the squad that keeps at it might even hurt it due to the machine gun's fire. And there you go. Down to just Fritz. In the center, the assault continues here. Blenko up to cover up from machine gun fire. Very good there by him. And there you go, forced away, but not before the constant retreat. Oh dear. He's going to need something else down there fast. 57 points left for Crossfire. It's the 11th SS throws itself in the central victory point. T for moving in here. catching those orbital dart in an awkward spot. Troops reinforcing, rushing in something fresh in the south, but so is Crossfire sending the orbital to intercept any rations trying to go for that point. Koenig on watch. There you go. Kevin springs at ambush on the T-34s in the 6, causing quite some grievous harm there. Gaining veteran 5 in the process. There you go. The field going to return the favour with a barrage on like Kevin. Almost getting it, but not quite. Panther moves straight to a mine though. This is rather bad news for Crossfire. Of course, the question is, can Zodiac punish this in this current state? King Tiger H5's good in the Panther. Got the King Tiger still. They can't forget about it. King Tiger certainly makes sure he doesn't. Hit the dirt, comes to the sharp machines. He's actually... Oh, looks like he's forgotten about the King Tiger. He's focused on the Panther. And now the King Tiger gets some easy hits. And there you go. Panther fast in the H5. Oh! One flubs, but the other one goes through. Eventually to H5. He's going to get the field and 57 points left here. Rushing for the southern point here with the maximum orbs on pinned down by the point. King Tiger taking more hits. He's raining down artillery on it. There you go, getting some hits. H5 might try and creep ahead, I suppose. And the Howard's just going to get wiped here. Oh, bad news again for Zodiac. 156 versus 57. Can rush for the southern victory point now with the Maxim. We probably should expect a counterattack soon enough. More T-34s as Zodiac. Crossfire's on the move, his men scouring the fields for any rations. There we go, Panther sitting out, 11 kills, versus 1 goes straight for the Maxim. He's trying to grab that point, but also trying to, of course, avoid handing Crossfire on the Maxim. There you go, retreated, but the Panther, you might notice with the machine guns doing so much damage, he's going to lose it anyways and retreat most likely. That is the thing to keep out on the Panther's machine gun's actually pretty good. If you remember to upgrade with a pin-up machine gun, a Panther, this being either orbital command, rest of the ammo, can actually do reasonable amounts of damage to the infantry. And I'm still surprised he hasn't bothered with the machine gun on the King Tiger whatsoever. But he's super close to Veteran 3 there, would certainly be the first Veteran 3 King Tiger I've seen in some time, since they quite an absurd amount of it. Absolutely ludicrous amount of experience to get anywhere. This is why you rarely see Veteran 3 King Tigers, and certainly rarer Veteran 4, Veteran 5 even. Comes to a bit of trouble. 47 points left. Oh dear, oh dear. 46. The clock is ticking against Crossfire here. T-34 moving in. Sturm Pioneers here being slowly threatened. There you go. King Tiger being pushed back. Oops, Sturm Pioneers also have out by the T-34. There you go. Air support even. Heavy damage here to Crossfire. Casualties piling up, but he's still got larger force in than Zodiac, who is desperately holding on. But dear life. Victory points back to ticking up. Even he's got the southern one. Zodiac grabs the center. T-34 going for the King Tiger. Veteran 3 King Tiger though gave the spearhead ability there. Engineers rushing forwards. All of a sudden wiping out the country. This second to last one. Panther going in against the T-34s and the H5. An aggressive push here for Crossfire. It's down to 41. He's pushing in everything. He's risking it all. Air support raining down death. H5 there. Once more focus out at the wrong time. Got Veteran 3. Higher air fire. Higher penetration. T-34 ramming the Panther. Ah! No, the T-34 stalls out before the Panther. Ramming the King Tiger with it. Ah, he can't. Why isn't it shooting? Did something go wrong? Gets the Panther, but the King Tiger might escape. Gaspman finally called in from Zodiac at the 59-minute mark. Almost got the King Tiger H5, but he can't easily go for it. Infantry's in the way. 49 kills. Approaching Veteran Z4. This match is going to hit 1 hour. $29 points left for Crossfire. 151 for Zodiac. He's barely got anything left. Crossfire can easily replace the Panther. With another Panther, you just go for Panther 4s. At this stage, anything goes really there for Crossfire. We'll see what it ends up with. But the King Tiger is badly in need of repairs. Slowly approaching Veteran 4. We got mines down. He's desperately defending it. We got S-mines and we got some poor bastard caught in the wreckage of the tank. But yeah, S-mines are plenty. Crossfire's taking no chance. He also got the other point here covered by a layer of machine guns. Fritz, yeah, do you think we laid down enough mines? 9. We can never have enough mines. Never. More T for the there for Zodiac. Rather the only tank can afford easily at this stage. 136 versus 29. I'd rather have to say I feel like the guardsmen were way too late to the party for Zodiac and he gone for some sooner and gotten them with deeply like machine guns. I do think he's somewhat, but he's been in a better state. Well, obviously just down to the units that he got, but also how he used them. In particular, I feel like the H25s rather intermission there when he kept using focus sight at the worst timings for it. So that's something worth keeping in mind there. Is it the right time to use the focus sight and using the H25 focus sight? Howitzer thereby got wiped, but it's recruit. Opening up in the centre victory point with all the mines. Up north there, Maxim being overwhelmed by the orbital Dardan and the Volksgrenadiers. 41 kills, that's 75. That's going to be a wipe there. King Tiger landing here. TR-35 is raining down. We got air support going in the south. T-54 running about. And there you go, main gun out. T-54's not going to escape this one. There you go, King Tiger shoots, takes out the T-54. H-5 flanking the King Tiger though. 50 kills on the King Tiger. So close to Veteran 4. Two spring in there, pushing back the H-5. We got 88 versus 29. More support raining down death here, but it's just not quite enough. All 3 victory points are now in the hands of Crossfire and the 11th. So he's going for another Panther. His 3rd Panther. King Tiger waiting repairs. Or maybe not, maybe not. He's going to make the push anyways. Issue 5 rushes forwards here. Could rush it here with Blitzkrieg, and there he goes. Going to go for it. He's going to go for it. There he goes. Shoots. Misses. Shot bounced. Comes there. Half the unit gone. 53 kills on the Königssieger. Damage. Engine H5 going for the kill here. Veteran 4, ladies and gentlemen. Veteran 4. Increasing the mobility of the King Tiger, of course. With a damaged engine, it does not particularly matter much. H5, they're going for focus sight again. Shot bounced. Penetrating, hit the main gun out on the King Tiger. Main gun out. Ah, 9. Almost got it. He almost got it. It's halfway to Veteran 5. And it died before getting there. Zodiac was finally able to end the menace, but he's got a little left behind. In this case, Crossfire is able to call in a second one. Certainly grinding the final nails of the coffin here for Zodiac, I think. Fire raining down there. All of a sudden, Fox is moving ahead. Fixing up the H-5 and taking out the howitzer. 10 points left. Looks like Zodiac's just going to go to the very bitterest of ends. 4 points left. 1 point left. And GG. Game over. Brutal slaughter fight here on Kholodny Ferma Winter. Zodiac was so close, but in the end I think part of it just undermined him was the lack of guardsmen, but also just the way he handled his H-5s 5s at times I think not very efficient, that allowed Crossfire to much easier deal with them. More mines, I think, would also benefit the Zodiac, though at several points. They could have made it much harder there for Crossfire to use about its armor and infantry as freely as he wanted to. But otherwise, there, a riveting, exciting match right here on Kholodny Ferma Winter. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience, and hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.